Hi guys, this is an optional activity you can do. If you picked up the packet from school of the printed notes, you've got these, or you can print them off yourself and you don't have to use these colours if you like. But as I said, it's optional. You don't need to do this. What you need is this piece of paper that looks like, let me move that out of the way. There's a piece of paper that looks like this, and on the back it's got these little circles. And you get these 3 sets of triangles to cut apart. It's nicer when they're in different colours. The blue ones we're going to start with, and you'll notice these are 30, 60, 90 triangles, and there's the 60-degree angle marked on these. The purple pieces of paper have got 45, 45, 90 triangles, and there's one of the 45-degree angles is marked on each. And these green pieces are 30, 60, 90s, where the 30-degree angle has been marked. So what you want to do is you want to cut those apart, and then you want to start with the blue triangles. Now what you want to do is you want to remember that when an angle is in standard position, this is the x-axis here. That would be your y-axis. And you want to place it so that the 60-degree angle goes at the vertex. Now that's obviously wrong. These triangles are specially cut that if you can put them so that the right angle is somewhere on the x-axis. Here we go. This is where this one fits. It will hit either one of these points that's closest to a y-axis. So line one side up along the x-axis, one side along the terminal ray there, finishing at a dot. So this one will go there. This one would go there. And then I've got 2 more, and which way around will these go? This one must go there, and this one will go there. So place them carefully and then glue them in place. And when they're placed, you'll see they look a little bit like a really tall and skinny bow tie in blue. So when you've done those and glued them in place, you'll have this. When you have that, then pick up your purple triangles, your 45, 45, 90s, and do the same thing with them, and you're aiming for the middle dots this time. So find this one must go here, okay? So it's going along the x-axis, the right angle is out on the x-axis there, the terminal ray is along this dashed line, and it finishes at that dot, and the highlighted angle is in the middle. The reference angle, we call that, okay? So get these 4, fiddle around with them until you get those in position. I've done this several times, so I'm getting fast at putting them in the right place. When you've got them in the right position, glue them in place, and you will end up with this. And then repeat the whole process with your green triangles. So this time you're trying to get the 30-degree angle in the middle. So this would be wrong. Can you see? The terminal ray doesn't go right to the end. This right angle has to be on the x-axis. So this one doesn't go in that position. This one must go there. Now it fits. Okay? That one fits there. Why is this camera so... It's not focusing well. This one must go here. This one would go here. And this one would go here. So once you've got them carefully positioned, glue them in place, and you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now, what we really want this for is the radians, but before we get to the radians, let's do degrees. So what you're writing in degrees, just write it small. We're not as fussed about it. This first angle we know is 30 degrees. We know we start at 0 degrees here, and this must be 30. I'm going to have to write in pen, aren't I? You write in pencil in case you go wrong. This will be 0. Can you see that? Yeah? This will be 30 degrees. Then you're adding these big gaps of 30s and the little gaps of 15s. So 30 plus 15, that's my 45 degrees. And remember, the blue triangle was giving you your 60 degrees. Then there's a gap that's a 30-degree gap. So if you add 30 to 60, you end up with 90 here. And that's where 90 degrees would go on it. So keep on going round. 90 plus 30 is 120. Small gap, add 15. That's 135. Small gap, 15. That takes you to 150. Oopsie, gone wrong. And I did it in pen too. 150 plus 30 is 180. And I hope you know that That's 180 degrees around there. Add 30, you're at 210, 225, 240. Then this would be plus 30, that's 270 down here. This one here would be 300. This would be 315. And this would be 330. And if you add 30 to that, you're at 360 degrees back at the beginning. Now we have to do the whole lot in radians. And this is where life gets much more interesting. Let's change colour. Let's use a different pen. This pen works. Okay. So this is still 0 in radians. And we know that over here is pi. And we know, so halfway across, this must be pi by 2. We know that 90 is the same as pi by 2. Now, to do the other ones, what you could do is use the information on the back. Let me show you how to use this information on the back. We know from here to here is pi. So each of these segments is like pi by 2. Okay. Now, as we add them up, at the top you've got 1 pi by 2. Here you've got 2 pi by 2, which is the same thing as pi. Then down at the bottom you've got 3 pi by 2. You've got 1, 2, 3 pieces that are pi by 2. So round to the side here you'd have 4 pi by 2, which is 2 pi. Okay, look at this one. So this, we've got 0 to pi, and it's been cut into 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. So each piece is pi by 4. Another way you could have gone from that is knowing this angle here is pi by 2, you've cut it in half, and half of a half is a quarter, a fourth. So that's pi by 4. Now just count. 1 pi by 4, 2 pi by 4, which is the same thing as pi by 2. This would be 1, 2, 3, 3 pi by 4. This is 4 pi by 4, so this is 5 pi by 4. We want to label in the middle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The whole circle's been cut into 8 pieces. So this is 5 pi by 4, this is 6 pi by 4, which could be reduced to give us 3 pi by 2. That's what we called it over there, okay? And this one is 7 pi by 4. So on this circle, the ones that we couldn't reduce any further were pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, 5 pi by 4, and 7 pi by 4. On this circle, each pi from 0 to pi has been cut into 1, 2, 3 pieces. Going the whole way around, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. But each piece was just a third of pi. 60 degrees is the same thing as pi by 3. This point on the circle here is pi by 3. This is 2 pi by 3, 3 pi by 3, which reduced down to pi, 4 pi by 3, and 5 pi by 3. Just counting the pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one is the 5th pi by 3. Okay, so the ones that didn't reduce here were the pi by 3, 2 pi by 3, 4 pi by 3, and 5 pi by 3. The only one that did reduce was 3 pi by 3 is the same thing as pi. Okay, and the last circle here, these are your 30-degree angles. By the way, these were 60 degrees and these were 45. 30 degrees has come from cutting from 0 to pi into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. So 30 degrees is the same thing as pi by 6. 6 pieces to make a whole, each piece is 1/6. So this point here is pi by 6. This would be 2 of them, 2 pi by 6, 3 pi by 6, 4 pi by 6, 5 pi by 6, 7 pi by 6, oh no, 6 pi by 6, this is 7 pi by 6. This would be 8 pi by 6, 9 pi by 6, 10 pi by 6, 11 pi by 6. Well, which ones don't reduce? This doesn't reduce. This one does. This is pi by 3. This reduces to pi by 2. This reduces to 2 pi by 3. This doesn't reduce. This doesn't reduce. And that doesn't reduce. That's one way to come up with all the radians that go around the circle. Now transfer all of those numbers onto the front. So this one here is 0 or 2 pi. This is pi by 6. This is pi by 4. This is pi by 3. And this is pi by 2. This one here was 2 pi by 3. You'll notice all the blue points have got a 3 at the bottom. This one's going to have a 3 at the bottom. This one's going to have a 3 on the bottom. All the ones that are on a purple, the 45s, are all going to have a 4 on the bottom. This was 1, 2, this turns out to be 3 pi by 4. This one turns out to be 5 pi by 6. And you'll see all the green ones have got a 6 on the bottom. So this is green, it's going to be a 6, and this is going to be your 7 pi by 6. I know these really well, that's why I'm doing it so fast. 5 pi by 4. This is a 3. This is 4 pi by 3. This one is 3 pi by 2. This one is 5 pi by 3. This is 7 pi by 4. And this is 11 pi by 6. Now, I could do those so quickly because I know them so well. If you need to keep on flipping backwards and forwards and picking out which ones you highlighted, you can do that. Okay, so that is your homework for tonight, to fill all those in to get this completed. If you haven't got the printout, at least draw a circle and try and mark these points. And I hope you can print something out. If you can't, you can come to school. I still have packets with all the printouts for the grading period available if you'd like to come and get some. So that's your homework tonight. And then look at it and see if you can come up with some patterns, apart from the colour patterns I came out with. There's some other patterns in there, and we'll talk about those tomorrow.